My name is Matthew. I'm from here in Louisiana. I've been on opiates on and off for the last 5 years to the point that they consumed my life and basically became embedded in my identity. Um, Through, even in a sobriety, the thought of using opiates never left me. It wasn't something that I ever stopped thinking about or stopped wanting. So even after gathering some sober time, the fact that that was still there really greatly affected me. In a search or a quest of sorts to figure out what to do about these cravings and this constant thought, I through the internet I happened upon the idea of intravenous NAD treatment. I believe I found it on an anti-aging forum somewhere, and then I did some research and found that Springfield Wellness Center was 45 minutes from my house. I don't know. I feel like there couldn't have been a bigger sign than that, that it was something that I needed to try out. I spoke to some people about it, just that I found on the internet about what it did for them, and I almost thought that the center was almost putting them up to saying these things because it just seemed impossible for someone to get such amazing results from from something like this, like to have no cravings and to feel great even after you jump off an opiate cold turkey and you go do this treatment, and a few days in you feel really good. That doesn't happen. I mean, those that have gone through opiate withdrawal know that you want to die for like the first 5 or 6 days, and then after that, the depression sets in, the anxiety, the lethargy, and then you have to deal with post-acute withdrawal syndrome. Um, but I through talking to a few people, it seemed like it didn't pass the too good to be true test. It seemed like it was bogus. But I met Dr. Midier and Miss Paula at Springfield Wellness and talked to them about it. And they seemed very, very genuine, and that they wanted to help people, and that they were very interested in helping me fix my brain, essentially. So finally, I got down here and started the drip. I kept track of how I felt every day in a log. The first few days, I kind of just felt the usual. I still thought about using all the time. I still had some depression and anxiety issues and some lethargy. And then it was like a switch flipped. Um, I don't know what sort of magic they put in the BR plus NAD, but I woke up that morning. I think I woke up at like 5 a.m., which is unusual. I wake up kind of early just because of work, but I woke up particularly early that morning, and I felt great. Like, I mean, I had energy, my mood was good, um, and then the cravings basically vanished. It went from there, 90 to 100% to 0 to 15% or so. So because using is so ingrained in my mind at this point, I still thought about it, but it wasn't a craving. It was more of a habitual thought. It wasn't something that I would act on. It wasn't something that I would dwell on all day. And I found myself not thinking about it at all until someone else asked me about it, which is incredible. Words will never be able to adequately describe the feeling of going from that negative feedback loop of addiction consuming your life to having the ability to play the tape forward in your mind, to see the consequences, to say no. Uh, I can't describe it. That seventh day, I wanted to cry about how normal I felt. And I don't know how to describe it other than normal. It was like waking up and I was 18, 19 years old, and waking up from a 5-year nightmare and realizing that suddenly I had some more control. What little control you do have over your life, suddenly I felt some returning, and it felt like my brain was turning back on. And here we are at day 10. I feel awesome. I still have some lingering symptoms, little mood swings here and there. I'm a little sleepy. But man, if 2 weeks ago I felt like garbage, mentally especially. I was in the dumpster. It was horrible. Today I feel positive. I have motivations to do things. I have finals coming up in school. I have the motivation to study all day. I'm ready to take on problems that are existent in my life, whereas before I would run, I would hide. I think the addiction consumes you because it becomes default operating mode for how you deal with life. And I don't feel that way right now. And it's a miracle. It really, really is a miracle. And I'm willing to do whatever I can to make sure that other people know about this. Because for everyone out there that's stuck in that rut, that's in that cycle of you feel horrible, so you use, and then, as a result of you using, you damage relationships and you feel worse and you don't want to deal with them, so you continue to use. It feels like you don't even want to use, but you continue to do it. I know how horrible that negative feedback loop is and how nearly impossible it is to climb out of that. I've been to inpatient rehab. I've lived in sober living. I came home back to Louisiana and I still relapsed. I know how hard it is to climb out of that hole. Even after an extensive period of sobriety, post inpatient rehab, I still felt bad. I didn't feel good then, and I feel better now, even 10 days after doing NAD treatment. I don't know how to describe it. It's a miracle. It truly is. And, I wish I could get as many people in here that are stuck in their condition as I possibly can. I don't know what else to say other than that.